The Shoshone County Sheriff has resigned. Questions surrounding her resignation and the next steps for the department tonight.
One more mild, dry day across the region before rain returns Friday night, and we're talking a soggy, cooler weekend ahead.
Spokane police ram a car they believe is stolen and tied to a murder, but it was the wrong plates and driver. Tonight, KREM 2 investigates. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Breaking news as we come on the air at this hour, Alaska Airlines issued a temporary ground stop nationwide because of IT issues. This is the tweet the airline sent out just about 40 minutes ago. So far, only a few flights out of Spokane International are delayed. Alaska telling passengers right now to check their flight status before heading to the airport. We will continue to follow the story as it develops throughout the evening tonight. We are learning more about the sudden resignation of Shoshone County Sheriff Holly Lindsay. She announced her resignation yesterday, one day after being in an off-duty crash in her personal vehicle. KREM 2's Regan Gallo has more on what happened and the search for her replacement.
Well, the Shoshone County Sheriff's Office says that the incident and resignation of Sheriff Holly Lindsay is unfortunate and that they say that she was a leader in the community. Now, the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office is leading the investigation of this off-duty crash. Reports from the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office show they are investigating a hit-and-run crash. They say Sheriff Lindsay hit a fixed object. Reports say this happened on October 21st. By October 22nd, authorities say Sheriff Lindsay submitted a letter of resignation to the Shoshone County Sheriff's Office. KREM 2 News is still waiting on more details about the investigation and the reasoning behind Sheriff Lindsay's sudden resignation. The interim sheriff, Lance Stutzky, says what happened was very unfortunate, and although he could not share the details of the investigation, he says Sheriff Lindsay was an important leader across the community.
He taught me how to interact with the community and be a real leader in the community. She really had a open door policy, so the employees all loved her. You know, even as a sheriff, they could come in and talk to her about all their family problems, and so that's some of the stuff I took from working with her.
Now I am told by Shoshone County Commissioner Jeff Zimmerman that there will be a meeting tomorrow, Friday, on if they will accept or deny Lindsay's resignation. I'm reporting here in Wallace. Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
Washington State University pushing back tonight on claims that it was responsible for the death of a student back in 2019. Freshman Sam Martinez died by alcohol poisoning after a night of hazing at the Alpha Tau Omega fraternity. A Washington appellate court found the frat and the university liable for his death earlier this year, but the university appealed to the state Supreme Court, saying it does not have a duty to control what happens off campus.
When you're off campus, away from campus security, away from administration, there's no ability to control those activities. And that's illustrated here in this record. The university could not stop the fraternity from having activities at a live out of one of its members in a preventative way.
But a lawyer for the Martinez family says this is no different than enforcing the student code of conduct.
They did have the power to dictate off-campus activities, to wit, the activities in the chapter house and wherever the fraternity activities were occurring.
Martinez's death led the state to pass what is called Sam's Law, which requires schools to make hazing incidents public. The law also makes hazing that kills or seriously hurts a person a felony. All right, let's get our first check of the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo standing outside in the Outdoor Weather Center on another beautiful fall day. Jeremy?
It really doesn't get much better than this. It is gorgeous out here. Sure, it's a little bit cloudier than you might want it, and sure, those temperatures are a little bit cooler than they were a few weeks ago, but 57, still a little bit above those seasonal norms for us by late October, and we are already in late October. Here's our big plume of moisture. It's pushing in off the coast. That's going to be the big story for everyone, basically from all the way up in Vancouver, Canada, all the way down to the Bay Area. It is our big weather maker this weekend, all up and down the coast. For us, we have the Cascades to shield us from some of the worst of what we are going to see. So I think our rain starts tomorrow, but not until tomorrow after dark, around 8 p.m. or so. And then Saturday, we'll wake up to dry conditions. But by late Saturday morning, we get our next push of rain. And then from there, it's on and off showers taking us through Sunday and even Monday as our temperatures drop. 62 tomorrow because rain doesn't hit us until after dark. 53 on Saturday with those showers in the middle of the day, and then topping out in the 40s on Sunday thanks to that colder air mass settling in. Mark?
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. We'll check back in with you later in the show tonight. Tonight, KREM 2 investigates a case of mistaken identity that is now at the center of a federal lawsuit against the Spokane Police Department and its former chief. KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy has the story tonight.
The chaos of July 25th, 2024 is immediately apparent in body camera videos obtained by KREM 2. They're now some of the strongest evidence Shoshone Grigsby has in his lawsuit against the Spokane Police Department. Federal court records show Spokane officers were alerted after a Spokane County transport unit spotted a stolen car, a white Cadillac Escalade with license plate CJF 9999. Tied to a murder investigation. Grigsby's attorney, Marcus Sweetser, also dug up dispatches that show police were looking for a suspect we're calling SQ, a middle-aged white man. Except that's not who police detained that day. Shoshone Grigsby, a 6'7" black man, claims officers rammed his car, pulled guns on him and his family, and told him he was suspected of murder. Camera perspectives from numerous officers document the confused situation playing out over several minutes.
996 or 999?
The police, Charles Frank Adam 9696.
Including the moment officers realized they had the wrong car.
Great.
Grigsby was released within minutes, but his lawsuit claims officers drove away, leaving his family with their damaged car. Video shows officers discussing the misidentification based on a partial view of his license plate.
I don't know what county called out, because they called out exact plate, and I saw like partial. I'm like, well, that's the white Escalade drove by me.
It is what it is. It happens.
Our requests for comment were deferred by Spokane's police department to the city attorney. The city declined to comment on pending litigation. KREM 2 was unable to reach the police ombudsman, who was out of town. But in a filed response, attorneys representing SPD denied ramming Grigsby's car was excessive force. The defense admits officers drew loaded guns, but denied they were pointed at Grigsby or his family. But Grigsby's complaint points to these moments. As evidence, guns were drawn on him and his children. As it later turned out, the stolen car suspect, SQ, was not the man police later arrested for the murder. We're not naming him because he hasn't been charged in that case. Charging documents for the actual murder suspect show SQ was a roommate of the victim who drove away in her car before police got there because he had warrants. Grigsby claims he requested payment for his damaged car and an investigation by the police ombudsman. He was told to file a tort claim form, but Sweetser says once that was done, it shut down any internal examination into what happened. Defense attorneys acknowledge Grigsby was told to file a complaint in August and write it is SPD policy to stop internal investigation when that happens. Grigsby would like a jury to hear this case, and the police department is also demanding a jury trial. The first hearing is set for Thursday, October 30th. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
Coming up on KREM 2 News tonight, it is day 23 of the federal government shutdown. We'll bring you the latest developments on Capitol Hill. And the 2025 elections almost here. We take a closer look at the only statewide ballot measure this year.